Nico, when he went to north-south, most of the people I could get them to maneuver, they go to the right or the left.
Right.
But in either case, I could get them to, I could get to here and either go for the ghost escape, which usually if I feel them really high up,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Right.
For me to get in and hop out. With him, he was a little further back and his hips were lower, so I couldn't really get that. And I was trying to work this one here to get that one.
Right.
I couldn't get that from him either. He was the only one. Everyone else was able to get that in on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anyway, so that's what I was experimenting with.
Okay.
Your turn. Okay. Well, we'll go with this then.
Yeah, let's work with this.
So north-south.
So basically, the trick here is I'd have to see what Nico was doing to defend it, unless you know offhand. But generally speaking, if you have trouble getting out of north-south, that's because they're keeping their head centered up on your stomach.
Right.
And when they do that, you can't build up with your legs. You can't bring your legs up and over it. And then if they move with you or slow you down from moving and move with you, keeping themselves positioned this way, you can't create that angle, it's going to be hard to get the grips that you want. So what I would say first is we want to look at blocking across the hips to try to create that breaking of the angle to try to get his head off center. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go here, Ryan, I'll borrow you first just so that Eric, so you can see it. So if I'm starting on my back, I think this will do. Try to make sure that I can see.
Yeah. Sure.
So if I'm starting on my back, let's say he gets to the both of his elbows in my armpit. So from this position right here, I'm gonna have a little more trouble creating an angle because he's got control of the underhooks on both sides. So you know how we were pushing out like this before? We're trying to get those legs out of the way.
Right.
Well, once you're doing this, you can also start blocking across so that you're pushing this way and this way. So you may start with the inside of the leg, using this to start pushing your body one way or the other.
Oh, okay.
And you can also grab all the way on the outside and begin to pull down. He's obviously going to be stronger than you, but he's trying to control your feet also. Like you have a lot of hip mobility. So all you got to do is slow him down enough right here that you can begin to punch through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this has a lot to do with being able to create those opportunities.
So are you on his quads or are you on like the hip points?
So I usually start here. I'll start, it'll depend. So I want to create distance between me and him. If I push on his knees, I'm going to take away his base, which is good, right? Like I'll block out his base. If he wants to keep his head over me, he still can't get his base.
Okay.
Now, if I want his head further back from me, I have to go to the hips.
Okay.
So these are 4 points that I'll play individually. So I'll keep going through each one. Boom, 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 boom. Take away his base, make him immobile. If he's committed to staying forward, then I'll come back to the hips, push away on his hips. Maybe he brings his knees forward, then he gets more mobile, but I'm blocking his hips.
But it's a constant back and forth.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not just going to stick in one spot. I'm going to keep poking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, once I'm here, let's say I'm trying to turn, but he starts moving with me. Right? I'm coming back the other way using 2 hands like this. I'm coming back the other way using 2 hands. And now I may even start getting this cross block where my left hand, instead of being here on his left leg, it's all the way across on his right leg. And now I may start trying to pull this down like this where I can begin to shoot this through. You see how I'm able to get that lateral position down. It hasn't solved anything for me yet. But if you can keep this arm in the armpit, you have your grip right here, your reversal. Now, I wouldn't go for the pillow choke here at black belt because you're just not going to get it even if you're staying tight, but you're very likely to get the reversal. Well, it's just such a strong position.
Yeah, because that's the chaos I'm kind of looking for.
Right, so let's look at it from this perspective. Come back to the top right here, Ryan. I need to create enough of an angle, so let's work. Let's take it, in this case, I'll use my left arm, okay? So my left arm is starting, let me turn you sideways just a little bit. My left arm is starting here on the same side leg. it's going to move from the same side leg to the near side leg,
Okay.
right? So, or opposite side. Here, to the hip. Right, let me turn you this way. So now I'm here.
Right.
So when I started here, now I'm moving to here. And once I get this angle, I'm kind of trying to punch my arms through here, moving my body, look for my gift, or for my pillow, and then here, bridge and roll them over.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, finish right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so he's got both of them. Now, as far as he's concerned, this is a better position for him, or
Better for control, but less threat of submission. Because he doesn't have to choke. He can't choke either. The biggest threat from top north-south is the north-south choke. You know, you could go head and arm too, but either one of those is going to require an arm around the head and neck. So he doesn't have that, but it's good for control.
All right, so he's looking for control here, and I'm trying to get push off like so.
Yep.
So now, and my swing, the whole time, the
Absolutely. I'm never letting him have. I'm trying to create those angles all the time. I'm trying to get his head to one side or the other of my body.
Okay. So I'm doing this, and at some point I switch over. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Now I would go higher by his hip. I mean, the knee's great, but he may move his knee. You know what I mean? So anyway, higher at the hip, you're going to have more control.
Okay, there it is.
And there's your trap. Then you're going to bridge and roll and take him right over that shoulder. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be this motion of kind of, you're going to have to push yourself out, eject yourself out the door.
It's like sliding.
Swim those hands through, yeah. Because he's going to be fighting to stay square with you. So as you push off, once you can swim that arm, you're going to kind of pinch that elbow down and trap his arm and swim the other one through. Because you've got to get them both free so that they're no longer pinned.
All right, so as far as me being on top, I like this, but I'm using
And you don't just like that. You want your head in the middle. Yes, that's very important because you get something to the side, he's going to get his legs out.
Right.
Good. Now, try this, Ryan. Put your thumbs facing up. The other way. There you go. Kind of like a tricep, like when you're doing a dumbbell tricep press over your head. You'll understand that. Good. So now, that's right. You're blocking out like this. Now, your right arm is going to swim over his arm and trap it. But the big key to making this work is you got to get your feet sideways to his body. Correct? Now swim your right arm around, down and around his head. Left arm, punch it through to the sky. See how you're shallow right now? Yes, use those feet on the ground to drive your shoulders up towards me. There you go. Now your right hand reaches around his head. Clasp your hands together. Now let's do it like this. Right hand palm up, left hand palm down. Correct. Now I like it even better when your thumbs connected to your hands. So keep your thumb, yeah, there you go. Now pinch it down to your chest. It's all about squeezing it down to your chest because if you're you can choke from here too. By the way, a good player will escape. You'll get smaller people that aren't as good. But at a high level, this is going to work as a reversal. You're going to bridge your hips and come over your left shoulder towards me. Correct, because you've taken away his base.
And this
Right.
now this feels like a pillow show.
It is, but it's still really hard to unless you have a legging technique, unless you have a calf or a half guard.
So if he had that,
Now you have the ability to stop their hips. Because otherwise you're going to bridge, move your hips, and swing your elbow out down by your waist. Right? But what you want to do right here, take that half guard out. If you can get to half guard and finish it, great. If not, you need to pummel that underhook back right away. Right hand is going in the armpit. Oh, no, go under his far armpit. There you go. So now you got the underhook. Now you can control it. Okay. Right? So, and then you can start, gift wrap, back take,
so
etc.
this is a control point for him.
Right.
I don't really have to put away shot.
Nope. This is, you got to the top, and now you can work your game while they're getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
And at heavyweight, a lot of it comes down to who gasses first. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a conditioning thing. You don't see any heavyweights that can work all the way through their given time period. You know what I mean? It's very, very rare. Depends how much EPO they're taking. You know what it is? It's that blood doping medicine.
Okay.
It raises your red blood cell count really, really high, and you have very low white blood cell count. You're able to transport much, much more oxygen and absorb much more. It's illegal, but it's. I mean, it's like I don't remember the origin. I think it's an AIDS drug. I'm not.
AIDS isn't AIDS.
Correct. Acquired immune deficiency
Yeah.
syndrome. So is what's the really great steroid? I think it's Anaphylaxis.
The one that gives you long-term lean gains. It doesn't jack you up like taking a big stack, but it gives you those long. It's an anti-wasting drug, so that's an age drug. Because you know how their bodies start wasting away. So I think it's antiviral. I'll have to double check, but it's expensive. It's a good designer, but it's one of those ones that gives you that long-term, keeps your body lean. You don't bloat like you do on testosterone, and the muscle mass that you gain is much longer term. It's a different type of fiber. So anyway, if you can double check that, but if you can get on Anvar.
Wait, did you say it was illegal?
Hey, well, I say that in sport.
Oh,
it's illegal to use it's one of the tested banned substances. You can't use it racing in the Tour de France. You can't use it. I mean, they do. Yeah. But like EPO is what Lance Armstrong was caught for, right? It's what TJ Dillashaw was caught for. So if they're being tested as illegal as a relative term, it's a legal steroid that's made by pharmaceutical companies and was engineered and designed. So it's legal. Technically, you have to have a prescription. I mean, I have medicines at the house. I don't have a prescription for it. Prescribed for my daughter, other things like that. And you can buy it you can order it from pharmaceutical companies in India and stuff like that, and they'll ship it to you. So I mean, I don't care about taking steroids. I think it's good as you get older, especially like you're taking medicine to be healthy and be strong, continue your pursuits. I think it's a good thing, as long as you're educated on it.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want to take HGH and suddenly you grow cancer in like 3 months and die. Well, that's a big risk because it increases that cancer cell growth really, really rapidly.
Interesting. So when he's here like this, I gotta work. What would he be doing to prevent this? So the other one, is he going to get tight or is he going to strip?
It'll depend, man. It's really there's a lot of different looks. Sometimes they'll sprawl their legs out and try to stay heavy on your stomach. Sometimes they're going to keep their knees in and try to pinch on your head. So I think you have to be ready for either one. Right. So now try to kind of stay with it, but don't go 80%. Go like 30%. Right? Go ahead. Try to stay on top of your ground. Good. Try to follow. Be active. That's right.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So the legs help me really kind of pendulum around.
Yeah, the legs are really hard to control once you start going like that, back and forth, back and forth.
Right, so do it with the legs sprawl.
Yeah.
So he's going to sprawl like this.
Yeah, keep your weight on his stomach. I mean, keep your weight on your stomach, Brian. Like kind of park it on his face. Good, come down. Drop your stomach down on him. Go ahead, lower.
Okay.
Go.
All right, yeah, this. Like here.
Now keep your weight down. Don't let him lift you up. Good. Try to keep your head in his belly button. Keep your head in his belly button, Ryan. Good, Eric. There you go. Nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Your turn. It's a good strong escape, isn't it? It gives you a whole other option. That while they're worried about the hips getting in, you go top of the body.
Yeah, and to answer your question with Nico, he didn't let me get my hands on his hips. He went from here to here, like 52. And then at that point, it was more like a 45-degree side control, but it was up, deep, trying to do this, and I'm trying to push his knee out and get him back.
So he was coming back to knee to belly?
Pretty.
Yeah. So then you're out of north-south.
Yeah.
But he's beating you to the next position. And that's the thing to do is if you can't control their hips, go knee to belly. Right? Same thing with hip escaping. I always teach that as the antidote to mobile hips. Put your knee on their belly. Let their hips be mobile with your weight on them. Now you're just moving with them and they're doing all the work. So if they're trying to escape and they're getting a lot of lateral movement, you're losing control of them, just lift your knee up. Let them come right underneath. Boom. Put it right there.
I usually try to tight when I do like this.
But now start swinging those feet side to side. That's it. Right. Now don't worry about putting your feet on the ground. I want you to get your feet in the air. I want you to kick them side to side. Use your hands to maneuver your feet. Good. Use your hands to move your feet side to side, one way then the other way. He's not going to let you in. Good. That's it. You got half right. Okay. You won't have the sweep right there.
Okay.
Now, do this again though. You were able to push your way into the position, but at full speed, he's probably not going to give that to you. So now I need you to use your hands to swing your legs back and forth.
Okay.
You're going to have a lot more speed and power doing that, right? So you hang on to his legs, start kicking your feet side to side, trying to get up to your shoulders and knees. Go ahead, don't even put them on the mat, just kick them. Kick them hard one way, now kick them hard the other way. Use your hands to really pull your feet. No, pull them back the other way. Come back the other way. Good. Now come back the other way. Try to catch his legs. Boom, 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 boom. Up to your knees. Good, good, good. Almost there. Up to your knees, up to your knees. Up to your knees. Pull half guard, pull guard. There you go. Good. Good. Because when you're doing that, Ryan, you're going to have this mobility, right? So, Eric, go to the top. Go to the bottom. And now, aggressively swing those legs and see what you get. Back take, half guard, up to your knees, whatever. Let him feel that pressure for what it's like to try to follow it, okay? Now, Ryan, you try to hang on to him right here. Go ahead, Eric. Start using those hands to set up the feet. Good, beautiful. Nice, perfect, perfect. You see how hard it is to control those legs? So that's going to be a better use of energy. Two, it's going to burn out your arms less because you're just using your arms to kind of like grab a hold of and swing your legs and then swing your legs back the other way. Gotcha. But once you do that, it's for big, strong athletes, it's next to impossible to control. But some people are really good at following it, and if they feel like you're getting out of control, they're going to go knee to belly. So when they go knee to belly, so Eric, if you're here, let me put my head to the camera. Okay. So let's say that let me get this arm inside. Hang on 1 second. Right. So here we are. Oh gosh, where is that thing? Right there. All right, we're doing it on this side. This will be easier for me. Right. So let's say I'll have you come. All of you work to it. So we're starting here, and I'm trying to create this angle. Right. So you can put your weight on me. You can do whatever. Yeah, you know. But now I'm trying to come this way. You recognize it, and you punch that knee inside. Boom. Yeah. Now I'm probably not going to give up this hand that easily, right? And you're probably going to be trying to hang on to me, but you can still just bring your knee in. So I'm trying to block you out. You don't even have to. Yeah, you can just shoot that knee forward. Yeah. You're going to clear me, right? So now, as soon as I feel that, now, this is a controversial position. I like it. Go ahead and keep your weight on your knee on belly, right? I like this position. I keep this hand low, and I'm going underneath the leg right here. Now, the moment that I go underneath the leg, I'm trying to block your body and shoot this through. So I'm going to the far hip, just like this. Okay. Now, I also have my left hand on the hip too. So this is a bicep slicer position. Yeah, but ideally for the bicep slicer, you really want my arm over here. Okay. Now, I'm not that scared of this position either, but I'm going to the far hip right here, and I've got two hands on it, so it's not that easy to control it. So if they drop down to try to attack the bicep slicer, I'm staying out on them. I circle, and I'm going to connect right here and take them over. Is that hurt your leg at all?
No, it's just surprised the hell out of me.
So I use this as my knee to belly counter.
So it's like it's a half guard.
It's the reverse cradle.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't get deep. I ended up on the calf. So they go knee to belly. I'm underhooking, and now here you may just get this. This may be enough right here. I can bring my own leg in. I can bring my own leg in here to make sure that I lock your knee, and I can just strong arm you up and over. Okay. Does that make sense? Pass. All right. You want to see it on?
Yeah. Let me see it, and then.
Now, like I said, people will try to drop down and catch you in the bicep slicer, and this is going to depend a little bit on your athletic ability. Like if you're the little guy that rolls an open mat, you're 140 pounds, and you're going against a guy that's 240 and he's a purple belt, it's probably not a great idea. If you're in your weight class and you feel like you're a good athlete in your weight class, it's a great weight. Does that make sense? So, I mean, part of winning in any athletic endeavor is being fit, being prepared for battle. So, both of you guys are going to feel like you're a good athlete in your division. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm scared of this position. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of getting pinned. I'm scared this guy's going to be too strong. You're like, fuck that. He's better be scared. I'm strong. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not everybody's that way. And then I wouldn't teach us to Lily as a counter. Like, Lily needs to hip escape and block the knee and stuff.
So when you put your hand on my hip, point of my hip, it feels like you're using it as kind of an anchor.
Well, because I can pull you over too, but I'm also keeping you from clearing my hand into your side.
Can we see it online?
Yep. So, and it's easier to catch while you're in motion, but you can do it static. So he puts his knee up on my belly, pops that knee to belly, good. Put your leg out nice and wide. So get up on your foot. So your left foot. There you go. Now put all your weight up on me. Don't be nice now. You ain't gonna hurt old Drew. There you go, good. So now, when you have that knee on belly, your whole goal, if you're gonna get points from here, is you gotta posture up. So you're gonna posture up high, go ahead, posture up high, and you're looking for this usually for like head control, right? You're trying to fight in this position. Now, see how low this is, Eric? Like, I might have a little bit of trouble grabbing this, but at the same time, I can bridge and bump also.
Yeah.
So that I'm here on the far hip, and I'm shooting this through too.
And that prevents the slice.
Right, well, it makes it hard.
Okay.
I didn't say prevent, I mean, I'm putting myself right into it, but it makes it harder. And I'm using these hands to push this way too, because I'm gonna move my own body out and come back with it this way.
Okay.
Right, now, of course, he's gonna be fighting that, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna be trying to block that position. They may try to drop their knee down to move to mount, or they may try to drop it down and catch the bicep slicer. They probably won't hang out there once you get to that position, so it's one of those touch and go. Once you get a hold of it, start moving, right? But I'm on the far hip, that's the difference. So, like, for when you're a white belt, you're looking at this, you get the concept of reaching under the leg. If I stay on the same hip that the leg is attached to, the risk of getting bicep slice goes up substantially. If I go to the far hip, I feel like it's very difficult for them to do it. And when I anchor it with a second hand, it's two arms like this. I mean, you're gonna have to collapse these things. I don't think they have enough weight. I think I can just push their whole body off and just, you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
For another guy that's 250, 300 pounds, he's not gonna just collapse my arms.
So knee and belly here. And
Now, go ahead and get all the way up like this, Ryan. Yeah, so you want to get like this, look at me. Okay, good. Now, most of the time, when you go knee to belly, they're going to put that knee a little higher up, a little closer to the ribs. The reason is they're trying to be mean with it, but it also makes it easier for you to enter, Eric.
okay,
Right?
yeah, because it's down lower. All right, so holding, come underneath, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And that's
Bar hip, beautiful.
That's the position.
Now look, if he drops his hip, let me switch with you real fast, Ryan. I want you to watch it too, and I'll know the reactions. So let's say I'm coming up here and I'm looking for knee and belly, right? Go ahead and hook the leg just for the moment. Here's kind of your three options. One is they try to drop down here into the bicep slicer. I love this frame. I feel like you can just keep taking them over. You can just kind of sit up into them right here and take it. At least there's a good risk of it.
Yeah.
Especially if you can anticipate it. Because you're not going to this by accident. They didn't trap your arm and you're like, you went to it because you're intended to break and push. So when they try to trap the bicep slicer, you're over here and their leg is trapped, so they're on the base right here.
The bicep slice would happen if I was on this hip.
Correct.
Which is me on way inside.
I still think it would be hard though. Like for me, let's say I'm here. I've never been bicep sliced when I've done this.
Right.
So let's say that I'm here and you go underneath. Go ahead, I'll circle under the leg. All right, let's go to you go on the wrong hip, let's say. So I try to drop this down.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be in trouble now. Now, get this, but extend both your arms. You know the near hip. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for me to get it
Yeah.
once your arms are extended. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
And
But this is better.
way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost the leverage. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Like it's not even. It's like a tenth of the pressure, or whatever you want. You need a physics major to do it. But now look, the next one they might do. So let's turn your head to the machine here. All right. So the next one that they might do when you're in this position, hook it up. They may try to push this through and force mount.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But you can't let this foot out.
Okay.
So I need you to get a little bit better hook on. Yes, you feel the difference? Now, if they try to push this through to mount, go ahead and let it put that knee under that. Come on up. You see that they're missing that base again.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Totally.
And there's actually an entrance to attack the leg from there. So if I underhook here and I block out, if you look at this, if I bring my bottom knee inside here, I'm just set up and entered your leg attack.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do that on much more. I want to see that.
It's just bring the bottom knee inside. That's all it is, right? So here, let me, like this.
Well, 90% of the moves are just move your elbow, just move your knee.
Fair enough. I come inside here, there, we're pulling back in. Now look, bring this knee inside, right?
Right.
I started mine.
That's the beginning of, okay, yeah.
Now the more aggressively you bring it in, the more powerful it's going to be. for me, getting the knee in is easier, but for a more flexible fella, you might even bring your whole foot inside, right? So if I'm here, look at all the space that you have here. There,
Yeah.
you might be able to just. You got your entry, push off. So you start attacking here. You could go back to 50-50. Switch over to the outside. So that short fucker's gonna get his legs taken. Nico. We're plotting on you, Nico.
There you go. You heard it. So,
All right, you want to try it?
Yeah, I'm going to try it. So, Ryan, you're in 50.
Knee on belly. Yep, get a good post. That's it.
Right. And so, because we went from north-south to here, basically, is what I
Yep. So we ended up with a knee on belly lesson.
Yeah, well, which, I mean, that's fine. So I'm posting that here.
No, you got to underhook his leg though.
Okay, yeah.
Right now, you can bring your leg inside and trap it without underhooking it.
Mm-hmm.
So see right here, you can bring your knee in and start to trap it.
Okay.
Put your left foot in front now. Yeah, or shove it through. Yeah, because you're so flexible.
Right.
And you can still trap his heel here and start to attack.
I feel that.
But now if you underhook his leg, it's all the tighter. So remember going under it first, right?
Okay.
Bicep slicing position. There, he posts up, you swim underneath it. Good, and you bring that right knee inside. Now Eric, by the way, when you drill this, you gotta go kind of slow, because some of these guys will turn the wrong way and crank their own knee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, especially with new people, enter it with a degree of care. Like enter it smooth, but with, firmly but smooth. So now you come inside here. Now look, if you can bring your right leg around, yeah, you got it. Now don't let go with your left knee though. Get that left knee in tight to him. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, this feels like a knee bar.
Yeah, potential knee bar. You put that left knee in the mat, you got a knee bar, right? Or roll back to your butt, sit back over. Now you can switch sides 50-50, right? Just don't lose his knee line though, because you've lost his knee line. You got to have that knee in front of your calves. In front of your thighs.
Okay. So
Right? If that knee ever slips to where it's between your legs, you probably lost it.
Okay.
You got to pinch just above the knee joint, like that, like so. It may be partially between your legs, but you can see your leg is basically round your center of pressure. Here, the center of your legs is still above his knee. Does that make sense?
all right, so I got to be here.
Can't lose the knee. If you lose the knee, you lost everything. The position, the submission, everything. So now you can. So now you've got. This is your 80-20, where you've got it on the outside, right? So you have your two legs over. Now you can start your series of attacks, or you could bring your legs back across and start to go. Yeah, you can put your left foot inside. Yeah, take your right foot out. Left foot goes inside. Yeah, exactly. Now you start this whole series.
Okay.
What
One
Sambo we call position 3.
Yes, yeah, right.
Remember that?
Well, I guess Steve Yount was big on Sambo, and he was showing me a few Sambo. He said Sambo's very mean.
Yeah,
Is it-
it's also, and I feel bad saying this, but it's kind of outdated. The leg locks that they use in Sambo is kind of like the arm bars that they used in Judo. All the mechanics are correct, but the nuances have moved on just because Jiu-Jitsu is so big and there's so many people applying their brains and bodies to it that the little details, you got the guys like Austin Arande, they're at the forefront of using things like the bear trap and everything else, and they've just evolved it so highly. Like Judo, Case in Judo had all the inverted arm bar, reverse arm bar, leg lock, Talahiva guard, it's all in Case in Judo. Or Kosen Judo, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. But the problem is it wasn't very highly evolved. Like there wasn't the answers to what if he moves his hips here or rolls out or dips his head. And so Sambo is like great. And I went to that years ago because Jiu-Jitsu wasn't really there with leg locks, but and they were doing it. But now Jiu-Jitsu, it's been a thing for like the last 8 years or so.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to keep up. Whoever applies the most energy and time to it. It's gonna, it's gonna have the highest and most evolved. Let's go to this position again.
Yeah.
Let's have you run through it again, Eric. The whole
Let me
thing.
do it one more time.
Yeah, put your knee in and just go to a classic entry. Put that right knee inside and bring your left foot inside after you push off. So underhook, trap. Bring that right knee. It's all about getting that right knee inside. So here, bring that right knee inside. Park it up inside on his hips. Left foot on the hip. Left foot on the hip. Beautiful. Sweeping him to his butt. Good. Now keeping that knee tight first. Don't start transitioning to the heel hook there. So do it again. Only instead of having your knees and your hands letting go as he's falling, clamp on everything until he's on his butt. Pause. Grab it with your arms, tighten your knees, so it's like one or the other. Either your legs or your arms are moving. Now at the highest level you'll feel the timing, but when we're learning it, let's make it an either or. Oh. So hold on.
That's the wrong move.
So now think about this position. Slide that knee in, ready, and get that left heel inside. Yeah, or you can go there. Now the further in you get that right knee, the better. You want that right knee all the way up, right? Yes. Do you feel the difference? Now you have to now keep everything tight. Knees are tight. Knees are tight. Good. Now hold it tight with your arms while you tighten up your knees. If you want to slide down a little bit, beautiful. And now, when you're ready, now you can start to attack that leg. Beautiful. Now hold on. Let's get a little higher on that grip. So you go heel hook. So no, we got to keep his toes right. But I want you to be more here.
Oh, okay.
Right, as opposed to like the closer you go to your elbow, the worse.
Okay.
You want to be like this, pinch.
Oh.
Now do you feel how much? No, don't turn it. Keep it flush. See, the more that you turn it, you're giving him something. I want that bone to catch right there at the top of the heel.
Okay.
So feel that?
Yeah.
Pinch tight. That's it. Now don't wait till you feel any pain because your
I
leg's
can
not
feel
designed to
pain.
bend
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
You can also go butterfly like Philippe does, where he comes inside and he goes like this. Butterfly grip. Yeah, but he does it tight over here. Boom, boom, boom. And he keeps this. It's all about squeezing the elbows.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you see? So he does that. He's got them 8-inch arms. You know what I mean? Philippe, this is honest to God. Philippe, I don't know if you ever noticed. Have you looked at him closely?
I mean, he looks pretty stout.
His arms are so short that he doesn't even have an elbow. It's just shoulder and a wrist. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Shoulder to wrist.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat my ass for saying, don't send that.
No,
Don't send that to
don't
him.
post that part.
I'm kidding, Philippe. Now let's try and switch it up, Brian.
Right. So knee and belly. This, and then pinch.
Goes to the far hip. Yes, sir. Now it's all about getting your right knee inside and putting it up in front of his hip. So bring that knee, really bring that knee inside. Now ideally, yes, that'll work, but ideally it would be on the other side of your arm, on the inside of your arm. There, do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Now I need your left heel to come to his hip. That's right. Shove it in there. That's right. Now, don't move yet. Pinch your right knee to your left heel as much as you can. Pinch your knees together as much as you can. Now roll him back towards me. Come to his butt and sit down. Pause. Don't move. The key here is you can't lose his knee.
Okay.
If his knee starts to slip out, you lose the position. So I want you to just keep this nice and tight. Just hug this nice and tight. And I want you to kind of try to get your butt closer to his butt so that you're lower down on this knee. Bring everything closer together and then pinch these nice and tight. Keep this heel up too. Don't let it lay flat on the mat. Keep it active. Now hold on. Just so you know, if you do this in a tournament, you're going to get DQ'd. It's called reaping. But you can keep it right here on the hip.
Okay.
And you can squeeze everything together. Now, if your heel passes the center line of his body, when if your leg comes around the outside of his leg, and then your foot passes the center line of his body, it's considered reaping. And
Why is it bad?
it's a long story. Because the Fadas were really good at heel hooks. They were poor, they were a lot of dark-skinned people. The Gracies focused more on upper body. Depends on which judoka they learned from. And when they were doing these inner-city competitions, the Fadas were heel hooking the Gracies a lot. And the Gracies had a lot of money, light-skinned. They were set up the tournaments. Started changing the rules of the tournaments. Said they call that dirty to attack the legs. It's a dirty move. You know, let's fight with honor. Let's attack the upper body. And so, more than anything, it was a function of
Politics.
getting beat. It's the same reason the IBJJF rules are the way they are now. The only thing that's facilitating change, the IBJJF is owned by Gracie Baja. Well, it's owned by Carlos Gracie Jr., who owns multiple. So it's set up for, the way they teach their curriculum is set up to win in jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu is set up to work with their curriculum, right? Which is why this is, now they're all starting to do this now and everything like that, so you're going to see them continue to change. But at the moment, if you do this, now, I'll double check this, Eric, you can ask Damien, but I believe at brown belt and black belt you're allowed to reap now. Maybe it's only no gi, maybe they've allowed it in the gi too, I'll have to double check, but there's pressure from other tournaments allowing it, and they're losing market share to companies like AGF. But they're still easily and far and away the biggest one in the world. So.
And so this makes me more vulnerable anyway.
No, you're good.
Okay.
you're
I
great.
don't think I could.
It just makes you, it just means you have better control of his leg.
Oh, okay.
Harder for him to escape, you're more
I
likely to be able to tear him up.
Gotcha.
That's really where it begins and ends.
Okay.
There's no greater inherent danger from reaping. That's what they say. So you reap across the center line, you're going to tear his knee. It's like it's no different. The mechanics are the same on the submission. It just means that they have a hard time escaping.
Okay.
So that's the long answer.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so from here, he's trying to keep my knee above basically there.
Yep.
And then tight like so, and
And now you're going to put that. Now I just want you to think an ankle lock because you're not even going to be allowed to do the heel hook. I don't mind teaching it to you, but if you don't know how to do an ankle lock yet, you shouldn't be trying to do a heel hook just because it's not going to benefit you in amateur fighting or in amateur grappling. So that leg goes under your armpit. Good. Now you're going to feed your right hand through. Now the goal of a heel hook is to get, the goal of an ankle lock is to get as low as you can on the ankle with your forearm. And you've got to use this bone right here. This bone has to be digging in. If you're using the flat blade of your arm, if you're using the muscle, if it's up here on the muscle, you're screwing it up. So now just bring your hands up as high as you can. Yeah, connect your hands and pull it up towards your chin. No, don't make it weak. Get a good grip like this. So feed that through. Pitch this elbow back a little bit. There you go. Now pull this hand up a little higher. Good. And now you're going to slowly bring your elbows back and raise your chest up. Now let's try to turn this out a little bit. All right. There you go. Hold it like that. You feel the difference in pressure? Good. Now start to pitch your elbows back. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Good.
Yeah.
And that's a straight ankle lock. It's relatively low risk submission. Now let me do this to him real fast so he can feel it.
Okay.
So when I go for the ankle lock on you, I'll do it on this leg. So when I go for the ankle lock on you, don't even worry about my legs controlling your leg for the moment.
Okay.
I want you to feel the difference. If I'm up too high on your calf, I'm gonna have all this cushion that I'm pushing against. A mentally weak man might tap here. So now, the lower that I go, the more access I have to it, right? So when I'm controlling this, I'm trying to get my arm as perpendicular to yours. Now you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Right? You feel this?
Yeah.
It's much more comfortable. The people will get here and they'll be at an angle and be cranking. Now, just feel me change the angle of my arm.
Yeah.
You feel it trying to cut into you? Right? Now, the second thing is, the lower that it is on my body, I'm not saying you can't get it. I can apply some pressure here. What I want is this, so that now I can begin to feel the pressure of the forearm. Now I can begin to go here. Just tap when it's tight. So do you feel that's how important it is? Like when I roll my wrist, do you feel that bone? Yeah, you got like that 3 fingers or 4 fingers of space right here where no matter how much muscle you put on, that's an intersecting joint where this is always available. You need that on and you want it to be as perpendicular as possible and you want it to be aimed right into them like a knife blade slicing into something. You don't want to try to slice with a knife like that. I mean, you can slice like this, but you don't want to slice like this, right? You want that blade to be in perfect line with exactly what you're trying to cut. And what we're trying to do is cut into that Achilles right here, the base of the calf.
Okay.
So when you go for that, you pull it up nice and tight, and this is how my sambo coach used to talk about it. He said, grab your titty and flap like a duck.
Okay.
Right? Now, this is an old school way of finishing it, but it still works. A lot of the guys are learning to do that and learning to rotate and do other things now, so it almost becomes a rotational lock. But you can turn an ankle lock into a heel hook. You know how you let their heel slip out? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's happened.
So if you let their heel, you'll intentionally let their heel slip out and then raise up on it here, it turns into a rotational lock.
Huh, you can see that.
So do it to me. Ready? So say you're going for a heel hook, right? Now,
For heel.
I'm sorry, let's say you're going for an ankle lock, I apologize. So you kind of let their heel out a little bit. So stay sitting up, ready? So sit up a little more, because the further back you lean, the more jammed my ankle is.
Right.
I mean my heel is, right? You see the angle?
Yeah.
So the further back you lean, the deeper my heel gets. The more you sit up, the more shallow it is. So you can almost, you drop this all the way down to where you're touching my heel, and you kind of push my heel up your chest, like this. Boom. You see how you've now turned that into a rotational lock? And you can do it ever so slightly too. So they could be in ankle lock, you're nice and deep, good, and you just start to inch your way back, and you just start to crank on it. See how you can fish it out?
Yeah, just literally just kind of poke it out.
Yeah, now of course the risk here is that they have the ability to extract it, but that's where this control comes in. Right? So if you can follow them, they're not necessarily going to be able to pull it out.
Right.
This is how you catch them on the escape, because they'll, like back in the old days, they'd be here, and as soon as they do it, pull it out and put your heel on their chest. Now if you can't control me rotationally, you don't have anything. You can start to crank on it, but I escape, right? But if you have control of my hips, where you're reaping, then you're going to be able to control me, right? So now let's say that you're inside here. This one's nice and tight. Now you go and you switch it, sit up higher. Remember, the higher you sit up, the better. There you go.
Space there. Yeah, like that, and then you slip out, and then it
Now you got me.
Oh,
See how I can't turn my body because you cross my body?
Was that hitting the same spot as what you were telling me?
No, it's attacking the knee.
it's a
So any rotational lock is going to put pressure on your knee.
Okay.
Mainly because your knee is less mobile than your ankle. So you have to max out the knee rotation before you can really attack the ankle.
Okay.
And when the knee lets go, it's got larger, stronger ligaments, but they're much more vulnerable to rotation. The ankle's hypermobile, like the shoulder. So it'll go through like 1,000 sprains and you'll have a limp or whatever, but you keep on going. You break your ankle and keep going. Like, I've broken my ankle before playing soccer and stuff, and you're like, oh, you have a fracture. Like, I played the whole game on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the ankle's one of those things. Like, you can tear your shoulder in multiple places and keep fighting. But if you tear your knee in multiple places, you won't be able to keep fighting.
Yeah, you're done.
Well, most people can't.
I mean, I'll feed you that knee. So I was going to knee on done.
Okay.
And then work. Well,
What's up, Cole? How are you?
like this, take on. And so
Good.
that.
Feed it through. Good. Now it's all about the right knee getting inside. Right? Bring it all the way up. Bring it in tight. And let's get that left heel in. Good. Put it in there. Left heel. Good. Beautiful. Pinch the knee and the heel together and send him back to his butt cheeks. Good, 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 good. Now hug that leg. Hug that leg. Good. Now let's keep this foot up on his body right here. Beautiful. Now I'm just going for that ankle lock. Digging it nice and deep. Now feed it through so it's right in line with that. And then pull it up to your chest. What's up, Trey? Now think about that angle. Are you driving that bone into him?
Yep. Just then.
And now you love it. Good. Do it again. Give me 2 more reps on it. On the whole thing.
Make sure you push off on that one. Well, no,
On the hip.
Oh.
Bring it through. Gives you good
Do
control.
you have to bring that this block first on the hip, or does the order matter?
Probably. I'd probably do that.
Yeah, because I'm kind of,
You mean before the right hand?
Yeah, so I'm.
No, I'll just grab it. I'll just feed my right hand and grab it. I just reach for it all at once. Whatever I can get in. There's times I might only have my right hand on it. Good. Now we got to pinch that knee in, right? So this is all about catching it. Good. Sit him to his butt. Keep pinching your heel to knee, pinching your knees together. Good. Let's keep this foot off the mat because he's going to try to hop over it. That's right. Now you have an active lower leg as opposed to a dead one that's laying on the ground. Good. Feed that in nice and tight. Good.
Lower.
Good. Now let's aim that bone at it. Flap like a duck. Now don't let your hand slide down. Park your hand on your chest and don't let it move. Strong wrist. No flappy wrist. Strong wrist. So see, hold on right here. See how you're kind of using the back of your arm. You're using this part where your wrist is bending.
Okay.
We want strong wrist. Good. Pull it up like this. Boom. You can make a tight fist if you want with your right hand. It might make your wrist strong. There you go. Now reinforce it with your left hand. Aim your bone out. Good. Pull your shoulders back. Chest comes up. Good.
Okay.
Do it once more. Good. Leg inside. Now you don't have to bring that one all the way across. You can just put your heel in. Usually getting your heel in is easier. Right? So right here, just start to knock them over and put that heel in and pinch your knees. Pinch, 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 pinch. That's what's key. Pinch, pinch, pinch. It's beautiful. Good. Nice position. Now, hands together. Grab your titty. Flap like a duck. Now, look at me.
I feel none of my.
Flap.
There.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
All right.
So let me try something. So from the bottom, so if I have this knee here, I'm trying to get that.
Yep.
If I do it quick, right?
Yep.
Didn't mean I go. But it feels like if I catch it fast enough, that might be just in transition. He knocks himself off, or he gets caught in that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He's got no base here or there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So go back there. So there is there. And then, Okay.
Now hold up, don't rush that, because yeah, you lost it.
Yeah, I did. I lost it.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, you got to keep your inside leg in. Remember, if we don't have the inside leg in, we don't have anything. So,
Right.
so focus on bringing that right knee in and getting nice and tight. Bring it all the way in. Bring that knee in further. Which yeah, exactly. You're kind of bumping them up higher on your body, but with your right hand, you can pull them up higher. Just remember, don't crank their knee, right? Like, because you got a good leverage point. So as you pull their heel up on your body, the easier it gets. Good. So now you keep this. Grab his knee with your right hand if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Now you're really starting to attack it proper like, where you're not going to give them the escape. That's how we win worlds. We don't give them any availability. Do it again, one more time. Right knee all the way in, stay tight. You can even take your right hand, cross grip his knee from here, Eric. You have his leg, you can swim it through and cross grip his knee. So as you come up right here, pull your knee inside, get it in there, get it in there. It's got to be in front of his hips, good. Now, yeah, that's fine too. You can grab your own knee too, right? Now, when you sweep him, ideally, we want that left heel in there if you can. But if you can't and you can pinch your knees together, that's okay. So if your knees are really tight, you can put that foot in as you transition, right? So now as you're right here, so Ryan, what you'll be doing is you'll be trying to beat his leg with your right hand. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be trying to beat that, so as he sweeps you over, you're getting beat. Now reach across with your right hand and grab his knee. No, all the way across to.
Oh, there.
Yeah, see if you can grab his knee right there. Just an idea. If you can cross grip it, you're going to have a lot of power. So you cup that knee with two hands, sweep him over. Yeah.
You're right.
You're on the balls and then.
Oh, they're going to end up getting numb. They'll toughen up.
Yeah.
They'll turn into walnuts after a while in here.
Most action all week.
We figure yourself.
So now
my confusion is the knee part. So
it's going to depend on their position and their anatomy. So
Right.
it's not a one size
So I get
fits
that.
all. Get that left knee inside. Good. Now, ideally, when you're here, you get your left foot in, but if you lose the knee, then it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
right.
So if you have to pinch with your left knee to keep them, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now start to really control their ankle and their Achilles here, right? So that you're really keeping that. Good. Now you're sitting him to his butt.
This feels like I'm going to jack the knee up is what it feels like.
So that's on him to go with it if it starts to feel tight. Good. That's right. Push with your right knee. Good. Sweep him right over. Now let's reacquire.
Oh.
That's you done. So let's reacquire. Good. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
Much tighter.
Okay.
And now let's go butterfly. So butterfly grip. So let's not get so deep with the elbow, right?
Yeah.
There. And shoot the left arm across so that you're going here over the top. That's right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now you're really hugging that right elbow to your body. And that's
So
what's
is it here,
I feel it both.
in the heel, in the
I felt that in the
Yeah,
and
you'll feel some pressure there, but at the same time, it's going to be something that it's probably not going to actually do the damage there. It's going to end up doing the damage
yeah,
there
I
first.
definitely felt it in the knees.
Yeah. Now don't wait. When you feel any pressure in the knee, you just tap. Right? Because if you're like, oh, it didn't really hurt yet, but the knee doesn't really hurt until it tears. And so it's one of those things that whether you're doing it to somebody else or it's being done to you, your job of control is stop before the submission's completed. Especially because you can get away with a sore elbow going to work and everything, you know, like or partially torn elbow. But if you have a partially torn knee, you end up on crutches or in a big stiff, you know, straight leg brace or something that can significantly impact someone's ability to work. So thinking about it from that perspective.
yeah, especially moving guys.
Yeah, especially moving guys. So it's super important. The whole game of legs, you want to think of it as catch. If you can catch and keep the leg, then eventually you're going to be able to do what you want to it. But it's all about keeping it, which is why I'm saying the moment you get that knee in, we're thinking about collapsing on it and keeping it. When we get down to the bottom, give it a nice tight hug, readjust your legs so they're tighter. Now you can loosen your arms and go to work on your grips.
Yeah,
But
I
do it
like
in that order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. They showed me that I was like, it works for anybody. Yeah. All right, you want to try it again?
Yeah.
Go through the ankle lock. What's up, Ian? How are you?
Good morning.